are, once again, this is our Reach One, Teach One episode number 2. We are with an Elkhart product who has lived in Elkhart. Family is from Elkhart. Has been a big part of Elkhart to an extent, especially at the high school level. Was actually, I don't think you were in high school when I was in high school. I know your brother was. You weren't actually. You weren't. Terrell was. Terrell was.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I'll let her kind of introduce herself, let everybody know who you are, kind of what you're doing now, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so I'm Destiny Bond, born and raised in Elkhart. My mom is Danielle Neal. I went to Elkhart Central High School, and as of right now, I am a makeup artist on the move. So
Right. And what year did you graduate from Central?
I graduated in 2016.
Okay, got it. Just so everybody knows, so she's a little bit younger, which is nice, especially now because it being 2021. You're seeing people younger than I am, and even younger than your brother, who are like leaving the nest super early, like leaving Elkhart right away. Like it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a really good thing. As you mentioned, mom is Danielle Neal. Kind of talk about like what that dynamic was in your family, because you're not you're not the oldest, but you're not the youngest either, right?
No.
So
no.
are you the second oldest?
I'm the third oldest.
Third oldest. Gotcha. Yeah. Got it. So kind of for us here, like break down what that growing up looked like with you and your siblings.
So my mom had 3 kids at a young age. I think me and Terrell are 4 years apart, and then me and Dede are literally like a year, maybe 4 months apart. Right. So it's like literally on top of each other. So well, us being that close, we kind of learned really to always support each other, because of being a single mother of 3, it was kind of hard sometimes. I mean, I wouldn't say I had the rough lifestyle, but I didn't have, peaches and cream. So
for sure,
definitely support each other like crazy. Like, and even now today, if y'all follow us on social media, always doing stuff for each other, sharing, and just we keep in contact with each other. I mean, Dede growing up, we were maybe closer to me and Terrell, because Terrell was always, he played basketball, always on the move, always.
Right.
Me and Dede, we were, on the same team, on the same AAU team, traveling together.
Right.
So probably just a little bit closer, but having a sister like Dede, it teaches you a lot of patience, not in a good, in a bad way, but she's like very demanding. She's in a good way. And she challenges you to be the best, the best sister that I could be. And I feel like that's played a role in today too. And then Terrell is just like, that's my dog. Like,
yeah.
Whatever I want to do, I got you, sis. You need money, I got you. Or you need this, you need that. So yeah, we were very close growing up. Always had each other's back, because at the end of the day, when you don't got nobody, you got family. And now I was the baby, but now I have a 6-year-old brother.
Right.
So it's weird being not the baby no more, but kind of just using what our mom taught us. We're older, so we have more knowledge and stuff to teach him. And so it's kind of different being the older sister, but it's definitely a good thing being raised how we were raised. And for him to have siblings as, like us, and being just a little bit older because we're wiser.
Right.
So it's a change, but we love that little dude. So
do you think that it prepared you better being raised when you were, and you kind of piggybacked off of it for a split second, would you have preferred to be raised the years that you were being raised as opposed to now? Like, would you prefer being the Destiny you are now as opposed to being 6-year-old Destiny today?
Yeah, I definitely prefer being raised when I was raised. Because Damani's the only child, and I feel like with my mom being a single mother, because now she's married, Damani has his, his father in his life. So I definitely feel like being raised how I was raised is like, if I wasn't raised like that, I feel like I would be a whole different person. And I genuinely love myself, and I know a lot of people who genuinely love Destiny. So I feel like I wouldn't change anything. I love all the challenges that came with my life. They all taught me something. So I wouldn't change.
Ms. Neal, mom, she was single mom, right?
Yeah.
What what did that look like for you growing up, right? Because I mean, obviously she's married now, so you kind of
Mhm.
see how she is as a mother and being married, but you got to see firsthand how she interacted with her children, you guys as a single mom. What did that look like?
So what did that look like? I feel like that looked like kind of much like a shield because
Okay.
like she always had her game face on. Uh, well, with our fathers being in and out of our life, she was always like, I gotta protect these three no matter what. I'm gonna make sure they
Exactly.
succeed and stuff like that. If I gotta get it on my own, I gotta get it on my own,
Yeah. Yeah.
So definitely she wore this guard, and then she had her moments where, she let free and stuff, but she's definitely caring. She tried her best to protect us from everything like
Right.
negative. She just wanted to raise us. She says this all the time, even today. Even when I told her, like, Mom, I'm moving, she's like, I want you guys to have opportunities that I didn't. So
Yeah.
she tried to raise us to her best ability to be successful in life. And probably with Damani now, seeing her raise him, she's a little bit more lenient. She definitely has more patience with a 6 year running around, her being a little bit older, but
Yeah.
just seeing her have Darrell, like she doesn't have to take Damani, oh, I gotta hurry up and get off work and I gotta take him to basketball practice, like how she did
Right.
with us. She got Darrell, who, is definitely a helping hand in our family and with Damani. So she's definitely more lenient, more patient. I feel like she's more gentle. Like, I
Okay.
don't know. I would say with her, she was more hardworking. Like, she's still hardworking, but she had to work even harder. Now she's more, more kind and stuff. Because
Right.
I would like said be myself. So growing up with us, she would be hard, and only certain things could slide with her. So now, we would growing. Y'all know, y'all parents whoop y'all, so we would get whoopings and stuff. And now Damani would do something, and she'd be like, "No, Damani," or then he'll do it again. I said, "Stop." And I'm thinking, like, Mom, like, if that was us, we would have been got the belt. What you doing?
Where'd you go to elementary school at?
I went to Hawthorne Elementary, Pride of the South.
Nice, nice, nice. So, what did that look like? Because like you said, growing up on the South Side, there are a bunch of schools that are not on the South Side, and even now, your brother goes to Hawthorne,
Mm-hmm.
and you got Hawthorne, you got Munger, and then you got Roosevelt. Nobody wants to go there. Like that's
No,
where that's where like they send the other kids. Not
yeah.
that's where they send the other ones. So how was that experience for you growing up? And I know it was a long time ago, but what were some of the highlights maybe that you had there?
Um. Well, everybody wants to go to Hawthorne because Hawthorne was it with having Mr. K as a principal, sports.
Right.
We was like known for winning championships and stuff. So everybody wants to go to Hawthorne, and then
Yeah.
you wanted to go to Munger. Well, you better be ready to battle whatever sport you played. But as far as I can remember, even through like just from Hawthorne to Pimaran, because I went to Pimaran, then to Central,
Right.
I definitely noticed like diversity. So different races,
Definitely.
different personalities. Um, I had different friends. Like I wasn't just that girl. Oh, I'm associate myself with African Americans, or I was friends with like everybody.
Right.
So that's something that definitely stuck out to me because that helped me even in today life. Like it's easier to get along with different races and seeing life from a different view when you have
Definitely.
friends of all different colors and stuff. So even like and then so yeah, I would say that. And then like support. So we had a lot of support, like as far as teachers go. Like somebody I know who supports me still today, like I said before, Mr. K.
Uh-huh.
He during high school he was still kind of reffing before he retired, but he would come up to us after the game like, do y'all need anything?
Right.
You need like, and then like as far as my mom being a single mother, like you had to get team shoes. Oh, y'all need somebody to donate to y'all. So Mr. K, just like the teachers support. So like I just honestly feel like me being the kid I was really wasn't too much of a, I was a class clown. That's how I am today. I'm still a clown, but I wasn't like
Yeah.
a troublemaker.
Gotcha.
So I did my work. I was a straight A student as far as elementary go, but get older, it gets harder. So
as you said, you were friends with everybody. Everybody who knew who Destiny was. So would you go as far to say you were pretty popular, right, in school?
I would say I was popular to an extent, but
Okay.
like first got to Central, I was known as Terrell and Datriana's little sister. So pretty much whoever, my brothers was friends with, oh, that's little sis. And then Dede, oh, well, they always together because me and Dede, two peas in the pod. So I kind of, gravitated towards them too and stuff. So, but I did have my friends of my own, but I honestly would say having Terrell and Dede definitely expanded my my friends.
Gotcha. And do you think that made it, when you got to high school, do you think that made that transition easier? Because I know a lot of kids, when they leave middle school, it's almost like you're starting over again. So you leave 8th grade and you might be pretty well known, and then you're a freshman again, and now you're back at the bottom of the totem pole, right? So having those two older siblings, like, do you think that helped that transition for you?
Definitely, I feel like it did. Okay. And then I had Dede until I was a junior. So by the time you're a junior, you got one more year. You used to it. Everybody know you by then. So
right, makes it easy.
Definitely played a role in it.
Athletics. Know you were coached by Coach Cody, Will Cody. Mm-hmm. What was that experience like, being coached? And we can talk about it. Obviously, there is a huge shortage of not even just African-American people in the school district, but males in the school district, let alone Black coaches, right? Mm-hmm. So for you to have that experience and kind of have someone who you can look at and say, man, they look like me, or they've probably gone through something that I've gone through, right? Yeah. How did that help you in those years?
So having Coach Cody all 4 years, definitely was a challenge. Like, I honestly got a lot of
good or bad?
Good and bad.
Okay.
So, but I mean, I still look back and I'm thankful for even the times we did bump heads, because everything plays a role in something. So, definitely reminded me a lot of my mom.
Okay.
He was gonna yell at you. He was gonna challenge you. He wanted you to be, the better you. And as a freshman, I just didn't understand why are you being so hard on us? Why are we running these sprints and we just won yesterday? What? But he's like, this is only gonna make you better. That game we won yesterday might not be as easy as the next game, or
true.
Every team want to win the sectional, so we was always looking for that and stuff like that. But yeah, I seen a lot of my mom and him. Now, I would say the bad was really, I don't know. We didn't always see eye to eye, which I feel like if you play if you're an athlete, anything you play, you always gonna have a coach that you're not gonna see eye to eye with. Y'all gonna argue, but I feel like with me being challenging, because I challenged back. Let's say I was disrespectful, but I was gonna say what I had to say, and that
exactly.
So I feel like that made him respect me more, and me respect him more, because he's like, I have somebody who gonna get after me, and who's gonna challenge me.
Right.
So, I mean, I didn't play a lot on varsity as far as with Coach Cody, but I feel like I never half-assed it. I don't know if I could cuss, but I never half-assed it in practice. If you was gonna start over me and I had to guard you, I was just the one. I was gonna talk mess. I was gonna be in your grill. Right. I just felt like, even though I went hard and I didn't play that much, I feel like that's a part of never giving up, because I never once was I just want to quit basketball, because I'm not playing as much as I would like. But it definitely even when I got to college and stuff, it gave me that grit, because my college team was more of on a soft side. My freshman year or sophomore year, we had a new coach. So Coach Cody's coaching definitely helped me better my teammates in college, because
there we go.
I played high school, I was more with African Americans, and then when I went to college, I was more with Caucasians. It's two different styles of basketball. So having Coach Cody made me better them, make them I didn't know I could, take contact and just finish like that, or I never knew I would have a teammate in my ear just talking mess, but we would play teams that were more up in our face and would talk mess, and I'm y'all not gonna always have that little soft hot cross half court. You gonna have somebody in your grill. Right. So I feel it definitely helped me in college.
This might get you in trouble, I don't know.
Okay.
So, older sister, right? A year older. Who is better, Right. Who was better? Like, who was better in their prime? And if we had to play today, who would probably win that game?
Well, today definitely Day. That girl is still in shape. Okay, I'm not little Destiny no more. Stop playing sports. Of course, you gain weight, but Daddy is very fit. As far as high school go, I honestly would say Daddy would beat me just because she was more aggressive. I was
Okay.
a more spot up shooter, set screen type girl. Get my team.
Gotcha.
I was more known for my IQ, my knowledge,
Okay.
assisting people. I wasn't a huge scorer, but Daddy was a scorer. Like, give
Got
me
you.
the
Right.
ball. I'm going to the rack.
Yeah.
And I definitely would say she knows this, but definitely Daddy. We used to talk about this all the time, just because how I wouldn't say our passion was different. She was just more aggressive.
Right.
But she always gave me credit for being, as far as basketball knowledge goes, smarter than her. So we bought two different things.
Yeah.
To the table. And even like in high school, Coach Cody never wanted to put us on the same team because obviously we grew up together, we played together.
Can't do it.
My IQ with her aggressiveness, we was like some dogs. So
Right.
we was always on opposite teams and stuff. But yeah, I'll give it to Daddy. She definitely would be, but I'm probably the better shooter, but she
Okay. So,
she won't
so you can't admit that. No, you can't admit that.
won't say that, but I'm definitely probably a better shooter than her.
So going to 7, what's the score?
Day probably 7. I'm probably like the 4 or 5.
Okay.
I'm sitting outside the arc. I mean, I can go when I want to go, but Daddy like, all right. But I mean, it's not gonna be an easy. She ain't just gonna drive past me. I'm definitely gonna. But yeah, I would say I'm probably in the 4 or 5. Daddy in the 7.
Played in college. Where'd you play at?
I played at Lansing Community College.
Okay. And you mentioned it already. It was a lot lighter over there than it was than at Central.
Yeah.
How were those years? Like, what did you learn from that experience? Because like you said, you grew up pretty diversified in Elkhart. Elkhart is pretty diverse, but it's not that. So how did that look?
Well, going from like a hard team to more of a soft team, it kind of taught you boundaries because you can't be as hard as on everybody as you would, like would you regularly. Like I had a teammate, I was the second point guard, she was the first point guard, and one day I got like so into her skin, like she broke down and then she didn't even want to talk to me, and I'm like, I'm sorry, like I'm just used to this, to doing this, and so it taught me boundaries. Like you can't go as hard. You have to learn different ways to cope with people, their situations. Not everybody is cut like you. So I would say going from Central to Lansing definitely taught me boundaries and understanding from different people's lives and stuff. Like everybody didn't grow up like you. Not everybody has that toughness like you. So I felt one thing that I did learn. So yeah.
Okay. That, like you said, that happens though, especially because that's a big change. That's not an easy transition. Like you said, you had a new coach when you got there. You guys don't know you don't know each other when you first hop in, so you're trying to build that. And as you said, you have that mentality 4 years in a row. You walk in with that. You can't just turn it off. So
It's crazy you said that because my freshman year I didn't get along with my coach either. He was an older guy, and I didn't know my head coach, who would be my second year, my sophomore year. I didn't know that would be our coach. So you never know who in the crowd. So he came to a game where I got off the bench, and I was ready to just, all right, that's it, because I honestly did not get along with him. And so he had told me when he met me, like, I was at that game, you got off the bench, and I'm like, he was like, I looked at you and I was like, oh yeah, this girl is definitely not going to be on my team. And then he's like, when I met you, you actually a loving, caring, funny person. So I don't know what the issue was that day and stuff like that. So me and him actually have, my sophomore coach, have a great bond, a great relationship.
Had one coach for 4 years, had one coach for 1 year, and then had another coach like in this span of 6 years, kind of jumping around back and forth. With these male figures, right? So then going back to the family aspect of it, you have a male figure kind of hop into your guys' life as a family, right?
Yeah.
So Ex- explain what that first encounter with you was like when Mr. Neal hopped in the picture.
So I'm a mama's girl. Everybody know I'm diehard Danielle, team Danielle. So like I was never the type to, be in her business. But when Darrell first came, I'm looking like, who is this? Like this ain't my daddy.
Yeah.
Like, who is this? But he was kind of shy, and I'm like, us being us, we was gonna test his patience. Can you deal with us? Is what we want.
Exactly.
You might can deal with my mama, but can you deal with us?
Exactly. Yeah. This package deal.
Yeah. At first I was like I wasn't like I didn't tell my mom, but in my head I'm like, who are you? Like you are not my dad. Like so but after a while, after like some months went past, he was real cool once he broke out his shell. It was really just like I wouldn't say having like a best friend. It was just like another source of someone to talk to, and he always supported. If my mom couldn't make it to a game, Darrell was there, or
right.
He's been there since I think I was in like second or third grade. So even if it was just like a spelling bee, I'll look at my mom. She at work pulling a double. Darrell was there. So
right there.
I honestly appreciate it. I'm glad she did meet him because it was like just another father figure that I needed. Because like I said, my real dad was kind of in and out. So, but he was there. So when I was struggling with my real dad, I had Darrell.
You are currently in a relationship, and you said your significant other is moving with you.
Yep. To Georgia.
Yeah. So kind of let us know who this individual is, kind of how you met, like how it all started and everything like that.
Okay, so my significant other is a female. Her name is Alicia. Will be 2 years, March 31st. So I met her through LCC. She came to one practice, like an open gym, but I didn't really pay her no attention.
Okay.
And then we had mutual friends, and then I like kind of, we started like being friends, and then I was like, oh, I really like this girl. And then from there we started hanging out, and then obviously we became into a relationship and stuff. So yeah, that's my significant other. She's actually from Florida, so we like from two different.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So yeah. But meeting Alicia, honestly, at first, I was like, I don't know what people would think about me or woo, woo, woo. But then I kind of like came to the conclusion, like, I honestly don't care. Like, it's my life. You gonna love me, you gonna love me. You're not gonna like it, then you just remove yourself, because life is too short to, just dwell around like what others think of you. So I was like, my mom at first, she was just like, did she accepted it? She actually loves Alicia.
There we go.
I'm grateful for Alicia because she probably more than a lot of people, like family members, played a huge role in my life in those 2 years. I like stopped drinking. Like I was a heavy drinker, partier. Okay. Like I was after I lost my dad, of course. So, she actually, when I met her, I stopped drinking. So, I had health issues that went away. So I'm like forever grateful for her. So she's like the hugest blessing I've like received.
Moving on to more of a hierarching piece to that. You guys are moving. Mm-hmm. Where are you guys moving to?
We are currently in Lansing, Michigan, but we're relocating to Kennesaw, Georgia.
Okay. And why are we moving to Georgia?
Because I feel like it's a better opportunity for me to, as far as makeup wise go, get my foot in the door and network, and I'm just going for it all. So yeah. Elkhart doesn't have that many makeup artists. So I mean, so I really want to go somewhere. And if I know, me personally, I know if I could get my name out there in Georgia, I know that like really, not saying that I'm like second guessing myself, but I know I can really get my name out anywhere and eventually, become a traveling MUA and stuff. But and then she's gonna go because she wants to go back to school, so she's gonna attend Kennesaw State and her bachelor's and finish.
Cool. What's going on with makeup and everything that we kind of got going on?
I plan to be back on Facebook. Okay. My Facebook is Destiny Bonds, but I have a black shirt on, and it's like with brunette hair. It's not half and half. That's my makeup Facebook, and hopefully by mid-April, I'm back on there because that's where I kind of built my base, was on Facebook, going live and stuff. And somewhat how I kind of got started getting my name out there was just by going Facebook Live.
Now,
So yeah.
and we've mentioned it, so you've kind of told me what is the brand title?
Oh, I'm known as Marked by This.
And do you have that on other social media platforms?
Yeah, so that's my Instagram name for as far as my makeup. And I think I have TikTok, but I don't really use it like that.
Okay.
Just too much, well, all the editing and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then eventually, and hopefully I'm able, when I get to Georgia and settle, I want to start a YouTube, and that will be the name for YouTube.
What got you into makeup? What got you into that realm?
So, actually, like 3 years ago, I don't know, a lot of people don't know this. I found this picture on, I think it was Pinterest, and I was like, I had a few colors. I'm like, I want to recreate it. So I tried to recreate it, and it came out terrible. And I was like, this might not be my calling. Like, I don't know, but I'm just like, I can't do it. So I actually just gave it up because I let one look kind of, determine my fate.
Right.
But going back to last year, being in a pandemic, being locked down, can't do nothing. I don't know how I found this makeup group called Boss Beauty Makeup. And I just seen girls always going live doing makeup, and I seen how like genuine and stuff they was in there, and like how supportive they was. And I was like, I think I could do this. So I told Alicia, I'm like, I think I want to do makeup. And she looked at me like, makeup, like really makeup at all makeup. I'm like, right. I think I could do it. She was like, well, if you serious, we could take the necessary steps or whatever. So I probably mentioned that around February, and my birthday. March 26th. So, actually, one of my gifts was a vanity. I kept saying, I want a vanity. I didn't think she was gonna get it, but she got it. And then from there, I started like purchasing different types of makeup, and I started playing on myself. And then out of nowhere, I just kind of got like really, really good at it. And I feel like you should start doing makeup. You should start taking clients and stuff. But I'm always a Debbie Downer on myself. I'm like, I don't know, because what if I mess up her face and then she go talk bad about me, or what if you understand that I'm still learning? So I kind of waited till I could kind of get the concept down on myself before I start obviously doing other people. Right. And then just last night I was going through some pictures, and I ran across this picture of my friend that let me practice on her, and I was like, what the hell is that? What was I thinking? Why did I think? And I actually hyped her up. I'm like, okay, girl. I'm like, period. I'm like, Destiny, now why you do that? And like, well, it's been like a year. It'll be a year in April, and I'm like, I have come so far in like just a year span, and like, I don't know. So I actually just kind of got good at it. And then people was like just encourage me. Then the support, I see like my mom, she shares me like crazy, be doing little picture collages. People that like I don't even talk to from Elkhart probably don't know, sharing my stuff. And like I was like, dang, like I got the support.
You got something.
You just gotta be serious about it. And that's like telling people, like at the end of every live, I tell people don't half-ass nothing, because if you want to do something, you got to go full throttle. So are taking it very seriously, and now it's like something I really do now.
If you think about it, the way that we're in society now, and we look at individuals like you have three blocks against you already, right? So in this world in 2021, you're a female, you're a Black female, and then you're a Black female who is considered not in the normal as far as like straight, LGBT, like stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So right off the bat, a lot of people, not discredit might not be the word, but they look at kind of what you're trying to bring to the table, and they're like, well, why should I go to Marked by Des when I can go to this person who fits like my bill of sale, or what I would imagine an individual would look like? So for you, how do you kind of combat those things? Like, what is your mindset kind of going in that? Because 2021 is crazy. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on.
I kind of just handle it because I never change who I am, regardless of the circumstances, the situation. If it might be somebody like, and I'm not the type that's gonna argue. You might, if my like, obviously my choice of who I want to be with is like a disclaimer or something like you're not okay with it, I don't suggest you book with me. But I never really have ran into any problems yet. Like
Right.
everybody it supports me for me. That's why I said don't stop being you, because
Right.
that gets you so far. So and then as far as just being a woman, I just feel like we have to work so much harder. That's just my opinion.
No,
Other
exactly.
people don't see it like that. So I feel like I don't know, I just feel like men are like God given talent, like they just wake up and they can just throw a football. But I feel like work so hard and put so much time and patience into this makeup stuff. So I just feel like we have to work, really, really hard. So that's kind of just how I handle it. Like I tell myself all the time, Destiny be you. And people like my clients, they come like, I loved your service, because like I don't ever try to be fake or phony about it. And then people just love me for me. And then
Right.
obviously my hard work pays into the finished product when I'm
Definitely.
done, marking your face. So
Yeah.
that's how I just kind of deal with it. And then I try not to focus on really anything negative. So, I'm
No,
always trying to be positive and focus on the positive. I feel like if you negative, then you're not for me. Like I have my normal of my like what I want my makeup to be. I want it to be positive. And if you don't like what I do or how I do it, I just say simply don't book with me.
don't book. Right. Okay, let's set up a picture here, right? So assume we're saying a year from now, right? You're setting up everything down where you guys are going, and let's say you get an opportunity to meet with a couple young Black girls,
Yeah.
elementary, middle school girls. What is that conversation from Des looking like? Like, what are you telling them about the world that we're in and how to be successful and how to stick to their guns and go full throttle? Like, what does that conversation look like?
So I'm definitely, if I'm in a room with some younger Black girls, I'm definitely telling them, I'm definitely gonna want them to find out who you are first.
Mm.
Like, everybody has this picture of you, or everybody expects you to be, this person, but you need to find out who you are first. And once you find that, then you can get rolling. They're definitely always gonna have something thrown at them, like,
Right.
oh, because of your skin color or your hair. It's always gonna be something that somebody doesn't like about you, and it's always about how you handle it and if you let it affect you or not. Because I'm sure there's somebody out there who don't like me because right now I have half and half hair, or I'm African American but I'm light skinned. Like, it's somebody somewhere who don't like me because of something so small, or just because they choose not to like me. But if I let everything somebody said or thought of me affect me, then my business and what I'm trying to do would just all burn down. So definitely it's learning how to handle with different situations, learning how to respond to them.
Definitely.
I mean, some people do try you to get to see the negative side, which one day somebody really might see the negative sides, but
Yeah.
it's just depending on how far you get pushed. But and then I also want them to know, like, don't ever give up. Like, if say you try something, like I said, I tried makeup and I was like, I hate it, I don't want to do it. It's okay to take a break, but never fully give up unless you fully feel like, yeah, this not for me.
Not for you, right?
But always basically keep fighting. Know your worth. Know what your talent is and how far you can go. So that's definitely what I'm sitting and telling them, to prepare them, because even in life, not even just in business, you gonna have ignorant people come at you who you gonna face so much in life, just in life, and you gotta always have the right comeback and know your worth, because you might have say they have a male who just feel like, oh, she not might be treating her wrong. Like, if you know your worth, then you can let go, you can walk away from that situation. So
Definitely.
that's just how I feel about the whole.
And that's what they would need to hear, because that's stuff that you would want to have somebody say to you, right? Like growing up, those are the conversations you want somebody to have with you, so you can kind of be on that road to success.
As far as Marked by Desk go, like I said, I plan to be on the lookout for a YouTube channel. Definitely be ready to subscribe and the ones who have been supporting me, keep supporting me, and the ones who are just meeting me, I you know, if you like me, you like me. But definitely look for YouTube. Look for more consistency, because I know sometimes I'm consistent and I'll stop, or you know. So look for more consistency, especially on TikTok, Facebook. As far as posting pictures and stuff, I'm usually kind of consistent with going live. It's the posting the pictures and stuff.
Right.
So yeah, definitely look for that. I don't know. I haven't really thought like if I wanted to start a cosmetic line or anything that far yet. But if I do, you know, I'm definitely gonna put it out there.
Yeah.
So, and lately, I've been thinking like I want to be like a triple threat. So I want to be able to do makeup. I plan on sometime, I don't know when, but learning to do nails. And
nice.
I'm into kind of like wigs now, so I want to learn how to lay wigs, because
man,
you know, limit myself to one thing.
Right.
I want a thread. Like I want people to book me for different stuff. So definitely be looking out for a nail, some type of nails or wigs or something like that. But as far as cosmetic line, no. But always, you can
not
always
yet.
not yet.